Better. So much better. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's finish our angle. So we got two different angles. So we have angle A. So this is angle A. So this is kind of a going back to what we took our test on right here. And then we also have angle F. Okay, so we got the red angle, we have a green angle. The measure of arc BC is 102. What kind of angle is angle A, that green angle? Is this a central angle or an inscribed angle? Where is this at? A is the center. So does this angle go to the center or does it go to the side? Center. So that means that the measure of angle A is the same as the arc. But F is inscribed. Go ahead and write inscribed, which means it is 102 divided by 2. Go ahead and type that in your calculator. So take 102 divided by 2. And there should be calculators under your desk. So like Cortez, you got one under your desk if you need a calculator. So what do you get for the measure of angle F? 51. All right. So this unit is all about area. So if you look at the cover page, we're talking about area of quadrilaterals and area of circles. So let's start with quadrilaterals. So 6.1 area of quadrilaterals. So go to page 3 in your note packet. So a parallelogram, first of all, does anyone know what this word quadrilateral means? Quad. How many sides do we have for a quad? 4. Yep, 4 sides. That's all a quadrilateral is. And there's a lot of different types of quadrilaterals. So we're going to talk about a parallelogram. But the main thing to keep in mind is that when you're trying to find the area, it has to be base times height. Base times height. That's your formula for a parallelogram. But the height, can you always write that it is connected to the 90-degree angle? So a parallelogram is like, it is a, it's like a rectangle except it has a slant to it. So do you see in this diagram of this parallelogram right here? So these are the bases, but the height is actually inside. This is our height. Now, sometimes we'll have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the height. So let's go ahead and look at example 1. So first we have to find the height, and the height that we're trying to find, it is of this triangle right here. So I don't know if you have like a highlighter or something, but this is the triangle that we're using right now. So I'm going to redraw that triangle off to the side. So to find the height, this is my right triangle. It told us that this side is 25 and this side is 7, and we're trying to find H. That's our height. Go ahead and redraw that off to the side because this is a test question next week where you have to figure out the height first. So we can't find the area because we don't know the height. The hypotenuse is always the longest side. So do you see this is my right angle? Across from the right angle is your hypotenuse. So let's go ahead and write HYP out here. Your hypotenuse is 25. Go ahead and put a 25 right there where it says hypotenuse. At the bottom, we have our leg. So we'll call that one leg 2. We have to find leg 1. So Whenever you do the Pythagorean theorem, and we did miss this on the test yesterday quite a bit. There was a question where you had to do the Pythagorean theorem. A lot of people miss this because you didn't put the right number for C. C is always your hypotenuse. That's what this is. This always has to be the hypotenuse. I'm just going to put HYP. So what number is my hypotenuse? What did we say our hypotenuse was? 25. So 25 squared equals a squared plus 7 squared. So pick up your calculator. Figure out what is 25 times 25. What is 25 squared? So 25 times 25 is 625. That equals a squared plus, what's 7 times 7 or 7 squared? 49. So what we have to do, and what you had to do on the test, you should have subtracted that. So pick up your calculator. Figure out what is 625 minus 49. $625 minus 49, 576. So 576 equals a squared or height squared. And now let's take the square root of 576. You should get 24 is the height. So on the test, you'll have to find the height and then find the area. So now we know the height. So now I'm going to go back to my big diagram. So I figured out that the height is 24. So to find the area, you're going to multiply the height, which is 24, by the base, which is 23. So the area equals 24 times 23. And whenever we're talking about area, it's always the unit squared. So this is my answer. That is the area. All right, let's go ahead and look at question 2 on page 4. So again, I need to know. So this is my base. I want you to circle this. Write the word base. This is the base. But I need to know H. This is H. I don't know H. So I have to start by finding H. So this is my C, this is A, this is B. So to find H is going to be C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So I have to start by finding the height. I have to find the height, because you cannot find the area unless you know the height. So C is 17. A is 8, and you're trying to figure out H. All right, pick up your calculator, figure out what 17 squared and 8 squared is. So what's 17 times 17? 289. So we got 289 equals 8 times 8, which is 64, So next step would be to subtract 64. So pick up your calculators. Subtract 64 from 289. You should get 225 equals b squared. And now you have to take the square root. And this is going to give you the height. So let me put an h there instead of a b. So what's the square root of 225? What you get, King? 15. Anybody else get 15? So 15 is the height. Now that you know the height, you can find the area. So area is going to equal base. Everybody look at the board. It's going to be base times the height. So the area of this parallelogram is 21 times 15. Go ahead, type that in your calculator. So 21 times 15. Did you get 315? Who got 315? Okay. And again, it's centimeters squared. We got to put our units on. Area is always squared. So you have to find the height in order to find the area. So that's our first quadrilateral. Our second quadrilateral we're going to talk about is a trapezoid. So this is what a trapezoid looks like. Here's the area formula for a trapezoid. It's kind of small. I probably should have had you all write that in a little bigger. But in order to find the area of a trapezoid, you need to know the height. Height is always connected to a 90-degree angle. And then the trapezoid has two different bases that are different lengths. So the formula says 1/2 times the height times B1 plus B2. So B1 is at the top, B2 is at the bottom, and the height is always connected to a right angle. All right, so let's go ahead and do this example. Let's find the area. So this 3 is my height, 5 is B1, 9 is B2. So area equals 1/2 times the height. I'm just rewriting the formula. So in your calculators, you're going to type in 1/2 times the height, which is 3, times B1 plus B2. All right, type that in your calculator just like that. Parentheses and everything. Okay, I got 21, but that doesn't look right. Is that what you all got? Did you get 21 too? Okay, good, that's right. So the area would be 21, and then it's centimeters squared. All right, I want you to try to do the next one by yourself. But I want to tell you though, let me help you. I said I was gonna let you do by yourself. There's two numbers on here that we're not gonna use. Two numbers are on here only to confuse you. What is the height? What is the height of this trapezoid? 4. So the 4 is the height. I'm going to put an H. I'm going to write it off to the side, actually. H is 4. What is B1? 6. What's B2? Nope. What's B2? 8. These two numbers are only here to confuse you. You don't need them for the area. If they ask us for perimeter, we would need it, but we do not need it for the area. So in your calculator, area equals 1/2 times the height times B1 plus B2. So you should get 28. Who got 28? And then they didn't tell us a unit. I don't know if it's inches, feet, yards. So I'm just going to say unit squared. And that would be your answer for your area. All right. So for the rest of the class period, on homework 1, I want you to really quickly, the questions that you're going to work on now are, everybody's working on it. Let's do numbers 1, 2, 3. That's all for the front, 1, 2, and 3. And then on the back, number 8 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 8, and 10. Those are the 5 questions that you're going to work on getting finished now, because those questions are parallelograms and trapezoids. All the formulas are on the top of the homework. So what is number 1? What kind of shape is number 1? Is number 1 a parallelogram, or is number 1 a trapezoid? Parallelogram. Do you know the base and the height? Yep. So it's just 9 times 12. For number 2, you have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the height. The base is 22. All right, if you need help, I'm here to help you. We have our next quiz next Thursday, and that's it.